Hello everyone, and welcome to this IntraTips video series, where intrapreneurs and the People's Lab for Good team share their experience and good practices to help you facilitate the integration of social and environmental goals into your business projects. What is a sustainable business model, and how do you build one? In this IntraTips, we will share some keys to reconcile economic, social, and environmental performance. You probably already know what a business model is. It's how an organization creates, delivers, and captures value in an ecosystem, that is to say, clients, interested parties, etc. Said simply, it's how a player or company organizes their activity to earn money, or at least be financially viable. In short, who, what, how much. We are knowingly all familiar with the main classic business models. There's straightforward sales, that we call short cycle, selling directly to the consumer or via a retailer. Subscription sales, renting, or intermediation, find clients for a commission. There's also the razor and blades business model, in which one item is sold at a low price, but only works with proprietary consumable supplies, refill, or accessories, generating the bulk of revenue and forcing customers to be loyal to the brand. There's also the freemium model, offering a free version and paying premium versions to access more features, or models financed by advertising, the sale of data, licensing, or subsidies. But today, to face the challenges of the ecological and social transition, the idea of sustainability must be added to business models. Value propositions must be thought out from a systemic point of view, taking an interest in what is brought to the ecosystem, but also more globally to the planet and humans. The idea is to reconcile business, social, and environmental performances. So what is a sustainable business model? What are its specific features? When a classic business model essentially aims to make an activity profitable, a sustainable business model will above all aim to maximize its socio-environmental positive impact with regards to the organization's purpose and minimize its negative impacts. Without disregarding financial viability, of course, guaranteeing long-term longevity. That's the whole point of a sustainable business model, as because of the search of positive externalities, it has some particularities. It will sometimes make a difference between beneficiaries and clients who are paying. It will take longer to generate revenue than a classic model, which makes it easier to immediately collect resources. To limit the risks and sustain the activity, it is often hybrid and mixes several revenue streams, for example, sales and subsidies. How to actually add positive impact to your business model? First of all, remember the main principles of a sustainable economy. First, think circular economy. That is to say, re-employ, repair, reuse, recycle, or reevaluate used resources, products, or materials. Second, think functional economy. In short, dematerialize and go from product to service by offering subscriptions, renting services, etc., and avoid the multiplication of goods for private use. Third, encourage a collaborative and sharing economy. It promotes the sharing of products and material resources, objects, machines, infrastructures, buildings, between a larger number of users. Car sharing, for example. Then, promote local activities and goods to reduce transportation pollution, production, and consumption. Think inclusion. Support vulnerable or excluded populations. Differentiate pricing, promote social integration, like Meet My Mama. After having economically reintegrated its cooks, the mamas, they set up an academy for their training. Finally, generally think sobriety. Promote responsible consumption by limiting use and avoid overconsumption. For example, by producing on demand or by ending 2-for-1 promotions. To build your sustainable business model, you can use a business model Canva, a key tool that has several versions suitable for economically or socially sustainable projects. In addition to its 9 traditional building blocks, a sustainable business model canvas includes the problem to solve, the purpose, the socio-environmental benefits to be maximized, and the negative impacts to be minimized. And among the clients, it sometimes differentiates between beneficiaries and payers. One of the usual challenges is to avoid for your beneficiaries to have to pay by finding other payers. To do so, you can, for example, invoice your service delivery to user companies that find it of interest, like one of the first business models used by Microdon, which gave general public donations to charities and got paid by offering services to companies. Those found their interest in the image and solidarity commitment of their stakeholders. Monetize avoided costs to public or private parties. For example, Ciel Bleu charges their health prevention training programs to insurance companies, which in turn save money on the coverage of their members' health costs. Identify indirect beneficiaries of the solution to make them pay, like Domani, which offers elderly people with loss of autonomy a family alternative to a retirement home and home care, and in which communities and social housing landlords invest. The other big challenge is to pool and optimize costs in an eco-friendly way. Here are some inspiring examples. Turn waste into resources, like Too Good To Go, which helps storekeepers sell unsold food articles at a lower price instead of discarding them, and individuals and charities eat at low cost. Mobilize, involve beneficiaries instead of hiring regular staffs, like the La Louve network or Joyeux Cafés, which employs individuals with a disability. Rely on existing distribution networks. The Nickel Bank sells their account in tobacco stores, for example. Use the strength of participation collaboration networks to reduce the cost of data collection. Compensate for marketing advertising costs through the virality of networks to finance a more eco-friendly manufacturing circuit, like this brand that produces eco-friendly sneakers, which reduces the usually very high marketing and advertising costs to finance a six-fold manufacturing cost due to fairer salaries for their local producers, the use of eco-friendly materials, etc. Finally, always prototype easy solutions before incurring significant development costs. Think frugal. To conclude, don't forget that social and/or environmental benefits are the building blocks of your project. You must always ask yourself if your business model is actually linked to the social or environmental problem you want to solve. It is paramount to regularly measure your extra financial impact to check your business model's performance. What positive impacts, what reductions in negative impacts, and if you are still aligned with your purpose.